it's a good afternoon and welcome to another episode of On the Couch with Umjaga, powered by Superbets. It's me, your friend, Umjaga, and brand ambassador for Superbets, welcoming you to an exciting one here today. Every week I get to hang out with special legends, special Mzansi football legends, as well as media personalities that share their opinions and what they think about football, their experiences about football. Of course, today I'm with a special somebody. But just to remind you, please hit that subscribe button so that you get alerts on everything about On the Couch and Superbets, when our next episode will drop, competitions and activations, all that good stuff. How to bet, some tips as well. You get those on the notifications right directly to you if you hit that subscribe button right now. Also, comment below with your favorite moment of any of the episodes that you see, including this one right here at the bottom. Please add your username, include your username as well, so that you can stand a chance to win cash prizes to boost your wallet so that you can bet, continue betting, and put your money where your mouth is right here on Superbets. As I said, with a man here that I've been to the trenches and all the way to the skies, and we went back down, all the way down with the birds, Moroka Swallows, a legend in his own right. Captain, my captain, Rasta man, Lefa Tsutsulupa. What's going on, sir?
All good, all
Yes,
good.
sir.
Thank you for having me, brother. It's been long, eh?
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Even in a big crowd, when I hear someone say, "Hey, short one," hey, there's only one guy that I always think about. It's Lefa,
But let's be honest, I'm a little bit taller than you. Right?
a little bit. Man, let's remind the people, we did make some promotions. Please bet responsibly. Take breathers. Take a break. Hit the reset button when you are tired. I know you want to quickly get those bets out of the way, line them up, and the way that you believe. But sometimes you're on the edge, Take a break, take a breather, take a walk. Bet responsibly, bet without regret. That's a message by Superbets. Yeah, Lefa? Are you one of those as well? On the edge, you decide, I'm just going to use my emotions.
No, it's never good to be emotional about
Sure.
things. Yeah,
Sure.
You need to be technical.
Yeah, man. Welcome, man. What are you up to nowadays? How's life after football treating you?
To be honest, sweet and sour. Sweet and sour in the
Sure.
sense that I'm still involved in football, in the background. That's the sweetest part.
Yes, sir.
I'm involved with one of the biggest team in South Africa.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm currently working at Puma South Africa in
Sure.
the marketing department.
Yeah.
So I look after Sundowns. So
Sure.
everything that is related to Sundowns,
Sure.
how they look,
Yeah.
the social media side of things and all that. So yeah.
Sure. And I know you launched the Puma Suite the other day.
Yeah, it's been there. It's been there.
Yeah.
We're just trying to use it more often now.
Yeah.
Hold some quite nice experiences for the fans and for our partners. So yeah, all good.
One day we are coming to that Puma Suite. Maybe we'll shoot an episode of On the Couch. Maybe when Sundowns win the trophy, actually, on that last day.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's
do that.
Yeah, why
man.
not?
Ladybrand. Lefa. I'm a guy from Cooks, City slicker in my own right. I've never been close to that side. Of course, I've been to Bloem and some parts of Free State, but Ladybrand. And some people that are watching might not also be aware. A short description of your childhood in Ladybrand, and obviously a little bit about the place.
Okay, so as you mentioned, I'm from Ladybrand.
Yeah.
Manyatsing is the township.
Sure.
The town is like 15 kilometers from Maseru border. So
Okay.
Majority Sotho people.
Sure.
It's a small, quiet place. Oh, not so quiet anymore now.
Yeah.
With a lot of potential in terms of tourism. And
Sure.
footballers come from that area most.
Sure.
That's where the talent is.
Sure. Oh, hence your name. It's Tsutsulupa, not Tsutsulupa.
Yes, so
Even
the
though there's
L
an
gets
L.
pronounced
Yeah.
as a D. So I'm the original. I'm Sotho 100%.
Yeah, sure, man. And getting your big break, it's Ladybrand after all. We know Soweto will always be in the limelight for producing players, etc. And cases like that. But Ladybrand, how did you get your break?
So my break came when I attended football trials at Bloemfontein Celtics.
Yeah.
With my uncle, who was like 2 years older than me. So we traveled by a taxi, got there, and then we got to Bloemfontein, and there were like close to 500 of us on that day as trialists.
Yeah.
From all over. There were guys from Joburg, there were guys from Durban, there were people from Cape Town. So luckily for us, we used to, actually, Ladybrand used to have a squad, a township squad. And we will play friendly games with Free State Stars or even Bloemfontein Celtics. So there was Saramele Tswaka in the mix. So by the time we went for trials, so he was already assistant coach to the late Styles Puma at Celtics. So he recognized us. So luckily for us, we managed to get a chance. Not really skip the line. Not really skip the line. Yeah, even if we did, but we were that good, you know. So on that day, we got selected. And we never looked back after that.
And Bloom was everything to the people of Bloemfontein that time, ne?
Yeah, Celtics was everything. It still is. It's just a pity of, obviously, the latest development. But yeah, everybody misses the Bloemfontein Celtics.
Were you a fan?
I will always be a fan. It is the club that made me. It is the club that gave me the opportunity, and there was a different culture around the Bloemfontein Celtics brand that anyone in South Africa can identify with. So there are those kind of emotions, that kind of experience. It's not something that just, you know, vanishes with not having a team.
They really closed the shops when Celtic were playing. Like
Funny enough, during the day of the game, in the morning, let's say the Saturday morning, guess who wakes us up? The supporters with the vuvuzela. They'll come to the hotel and they'll start blowing vuvuzelas. So
crazy times.
Crazy time, bro. Crazy time.
And now TTM have announced they're taking their games to Bloem. What are your thoughts on that?
It's good to have professional football back in the Free State. Looking at it from at least a progressive point of view.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully something better will come out of it. I'm not saying that's going to replace the Bloemfontein Celtic culture. Actually, it can't be replaced.
Of course.
It can only be maybe something new will be introduced. Let's just say that. It will be something new. It will feel different. But for me, it's having football back in the Free State.
You're not even mentioning it's going to revive Qwaqwa Stars or Free State Stars.
You don't revive those institutions.
Yes, sir.
You know, their footprints are hard to actually revive.
Let's hit another promo. Give you some exciting things that we're doing on the socials. Right there at superbets_Mzansi on Twitter, of course, Facebook at superbets, as well as YouTube, of course. Please reminder to subscribe so that you can get alerts on everything that we're doing that's exciting. Wednesday giveaway, the socials were busy on Wednesday. Could you guess what this game was? There's a bit of a hint at the back of number 13. If you do recognize that, I think if you got that right, Hoffenheim and Bayer Leverkusen. I hope you guessed that correctly to stand a chance to win some fantastic prizes there on our socials. Keep it locked. Every Wednesday, we'll drop a competition. You can interact with that competition. There's lots to win. Every single week, man, you can take your chance. Besides betting, there's also a chance on the socials to get interactive. On Tuesdays as well, lots to do there, discussions happening on our socials. So please do join us every single week. Your journey went via Cosmos, another institution. How was it working with Brad J? Hey, he's a legend.
Different personality altogether. Brad J is huge in stature and physically. So what he has achieved is unbelievable. And working under him was, for me, quite a great experience because we learn to do things township style as well as international level. Because remember, Brad J played also in the US. So he brought all those back and he was incorporating those in terms of how he runs the club, in terms of the training techniques or methods that were used at the time. So I think back then Cosmos were like 2 years ahead of everybody. So I learned a lot from him. To be precise. Indeed,
if you survived Cosmos those days, as you said, the Kasi version of the experience, as well as obviously the international. I heard some crazy stories. I don't know if you have some crazy ones. I don't know if you have some crazy ones about that you can just share.
Listen, training at Cosmos was war.
So much talent, ne?
There was so much talent. There was so much aggression in that team. There was like the level of training. It was weird.
Sure.
You know, you got kicked for nothing, really, for nothing, really.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
But I think personally, it helped me to sort of like harden up a little bit and be able to play in more pressure cooked areas and so forth.
Yeah.
So it was good for me to learn from those guys. Having Andrew Rabutla in the team, that says a lot.
That says a lot, man. Yeah, I think you guys had quite a group there. You know, Dihang was in your group.
Yeah.
You got to play together even later. Then Swallows happened. How did that happen? How did you end up in the bird's nest?
Funny enough, my contract with Cosmos expired.
Yeah.
And my uncle just gave Gavin Hunt a call.
Yeah.
And then he agreed that I can come in for assessment.
So your uncle kept on being your representative.
Yeah. No, he had my bag. I had his.
Sure.
So he called, and Gavin agreed. I got there 2 days later. Offered a contract.
Nice.
And then that's how it started. It wasn't complicated. That's how simple Gavin.
That's how simple it was.
Yeah. If you're not good enough, if you're good, he'll sign you.
Sure.
Not this 2 weeks trial period.
Assessment.
What are you assessing?
Yeah, you got to experience some really good moments. I mean, I went through it as a fan with you there. You know, in the PSL era at least. Of course, Swallows was a great team back in the days as well. But in the PSL era, Absa Cup with Gavin, you know, Nedbank Cup with Leal, MTN 8, you know, coming close to challenging for the league title as well. Anything that sticks out and you say, you know, that for me is the one moment I'll never ever forget in my Swallows career.
Like you have mentioned, there are many, but I think this one stands out because it's something that I always wanted to achieve from day one.
Yeah.
I even retired without achieving it. It was winning the championship.
Of course.
So the game that we played against Maritzburg in Durban as the last match of the season.
Yeah.
Where we were second on the log and Pirates was first.
Sure.
And we lost that title with 10 minutes to go.
Yes, sir.
That was, for me, the first time I ever cried in football.
Yes, sir.
Because, you know, I could touch it, but within 10 minutes, it was all gone. And what made it even worse, I scored that goal. That, you know, for the last 10 minutes, we were on top of the log because I scored and we were a point above Pirates.
Sure.
But everything just changes in the last 10 minutes.
You know, the first game we played against Santos that season, and Gordon said to me, because I said that I'm interviewing because I was still working from Cape Town for the website, and he said to me, take a picture, right? Because Swallows was number one because that was the first. I think it was a Friday night. They said, make a photocopy, son, at the end of the season. And I laughed at him, you know, but that season was crazy. I mean, you guys were a bunch of outcasts, if for lack of a better word, you know, for what you've achieved that season. Gavin Hunt was also special, of course. He was here as a guest. He said to me, there was a period actually where he felt if he was kept on and didn't, Leon Prince didn't allow him to leave for SuperSport, he might have won the league because he had 2 players he was going to sign as well. Do you remember, did he give you details of what the plan was for the next season?
No, back then we didn't know the details, but we had a sense of something was happening.
Sure,
you know.
Sure.
I think the previous season we finished second.
Yeah. And the Absa Cup,
Yeah, and then the following year he left just like that, you know. And we were like, why will a coach that finished second just leave?
Sure.
But we never really got into asking all those kind of questions.
Sure.
Because we were regarded as just players.
Just players, yeah.
So there were certain things that the management was more open about, and there were certain things that was like, no, you don't need to know this.
Okay.
Yeah. But I believe we could have gone and won the league.
And that was a good group. I mean, I remember
Very good.
Ramasho was 18, Nepe, they were all under 20 internationals, and then of course, you know, in midfield, you guys were like the old man there with experience.
No, I was still young back then.
Yeah,
what do you mean?
In your 20s. Yeah. You know, more experience, you know.
Yeah.
It was a really, really good mix. You know, we felt it too. I mean, especially lifting the Absa Cup. At least then Leal came and also won Nedbank Cup. So at least there was, you know, still some glory to celebrate at that time.
Yeah, the Brazilian was different.
Yeah.
He actually taught me a lot.
Sure.
Coach Leal was, I don't know, there was something unique about him.
Sure.
He made me understand that football is not just played on the field.
Sure.
So whatever energies that you have around you, whether it's when you're with your family or friends, etc.,
sure,
that also influences how you end up playing the match.
Sure.
So if you have a bad day, you need to, sort that one out before you even enter the field. So I learned a lot from him. Like,
sure.
Yeah, he's the first coach who actually invited my family and I to dinner with his wife. Cool. So we sat down and have a cool chat about life and football and everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
He brought some people with him from Brazil, some players.
Yeah.
What are your opinions on some of these guys? I mean,
listen, Brazilians will always be Brazilians.
Yeah.
You're still gonna get a level of technical abilities about them, a level of soccer, the samba, the vibe. Mm-hmm. Some of them, out of 5, I would say 3 of them really
made it, ne?
Not really made it, acclimatized, they got used to our culture, whereas the other guys was a little bit difficult for them.
Okay.
And yeah, I think it was more on a personal level of and for them adapting that actually took them long to sort of like play well in the pitch.
Sure.
Hey, not that they were bad players.
Yeah. But Rankan's day, they became a true Swallows soldier. Eh? Yo.
Exactly. It was more about adaptation. I think he did that very quickly than the rest of the guys.
Sure. Hey, a price boost for you. I want to put Lefa on the spot here. Big matches happening this weekend. Of course, we've selected Newcastle up against Liverpool. This time around, the last team to score, you must determine that. Here's your price boost. The last team to score. Not just who will win, but the last team who will score in that game. Hey, I watched Arsenal and Man City last night, and I watched a lot of people change their bets along the way. A friend of mine had both teams to score, and the goals just kept coming. but he had it down to shift towards Arsenal, and hey, he was mighty upset. What do you think, Liverpool, Newcastle? Just generally, who
the last
team
think? To score?
Yeah.
I'll give it to Liverpool.
Yeah.
They need the points. They need to start moving up.
I think I'll go with you on that one. Eddie Howe at Newcastle seems to always switch his team towards defensive after like 60th, 70th minute.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
He gets scared of like going for it,
Yeah, I think Liverpool's be that team.
Ne?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll keep going. Yeah, Salah always wants to score, even if he scores 4. He wants to score the 5th one. Then Gordon came. Gordon brought some good vibes, man. It felt like years, but it was just one season, like a season and a half.
Yeah. So when he came, the first thing that he did was sit us all down in a room and said to us, each one of you, pick where you want to play.
Sure.
It wasn't about him coming in and just dictating. Yeah. So Lefa will sit here with Caesar, X will sit with Y there.
Yeah.
And then he'll basically say, this is going to be your competition for the season.
Nice.
If you're not playing, he's playing.
Sure.
So whatever you guys do, you need to be the best in this team.
Yeah.
So that's how, as teammates, we started pushing each other
to
a level whereby eventually we were all friends because we had one common goal.
Sure.
That was obviously spearheaded by the coach.
Of course,
who was technically very good.
Yeah.
He could read games. He could, with our strengths, do things.
Sure. But then things weren't the same. I mean, even though it came runners up, which was really dope. What a journey, ne? Nomvete, at his age, top goal scorer, coming close to, to that 25, that magical number, But then things, even though afterwards, Anazeka, there was MTN8 glory, but, the vibe was just not the same at Swallows that year.
Yeah, so I think what actually caused the whole thing is, as a team, we started not looking in the future.
Yeah.
We were more stagnant.
Sure.
So whatever we were doing at that point was not working anymore.
Yeah.
And we didn't have people internally that had had progressive minds.
Sure.
You know, they wanted to protect what was there at that point. Without knowing that football is changing. Training tactics are changing. Training methods are changing. It's now everything is now scientific. They didn't want to invest in all those things. You came in, Sia came in. You changed how branding was done in that, but you still got resistance from everybody else who was within the club because they thought you were taking the culture of the team away or in a different direction. You know.
Hey, we had to fight. I remember.
Bro, that's why you put us in those suits. But it's.
Wanted to train, my man. Wanted to train.
So everything sort of like combined and became huge, and it became a stumbling block in terms of progress for the team. That's how the whole thing started. And then that filtered down to the playing staff, etc. And then the results were not forthcoming because we didn't have progressive coaches. The players that we got to sign were not at the level or the quality that was needed to compete with the other top 3 teams.
So
right. We started obviously dropping down the log, dropping down the standard of South African football, and eventually the team got relegated.
Were you there? Did you jump ship just in time, or did you experience everything all the way to the
I was there. I was there until the last minute.
I
played that last game of relegation. So I was there.
You know, I wasn't watching that. I was already hurt. Like. Also, the way I also left, I was like just hurt.
Listen, for me, like, because I saw the journey, I saw the direction where the club was going. I made peace with it. Maybe 2 years or 3 days. 3 years
before that.
Before that, So I made peace with it, and I could see this was going. But again, age was not on my side, so you have to, you know, try and advise wherever you can. Try and get people to chat to whoever that needs to be chatted to. People didn't listen, and then we got to that point.
Eventually.
You know.
And how do you feel about the current Swallows? You know, the new Swallows, for lack of a better word. Any association or relationship that you have with them?
Like I said, with Bloemfontein Celtics, it's the same with the current Swallows team. Personally, I used to think there was a sort of relation with the club. But a couple of the past 6 months made me fully aware that there is not that connection that I thought it was there. You know? And simple, the team has got new management. They've got a new way of doing things. What I did for the club in the past, they don't know nothing about it. They hear people talk. It stays like that. It just talk. So, yeah, man. Listen, we can try and make it the best at the moment. But I don't think we'll get the culture of the club back. You know
how it was.
No, I don't think we will.
Now this is no regret to anything. It's you got a couple of Bafana caps. You know, you're an outstanding professional. You know, captain for a very long time for a big club like Swallows, an institution. You know, I always told the people, especially in my 2000 and I don't think they realized Swallows was the first team to ever get a sponsor, the first team to ever be registered as a company in South Africa.
Offer professional contracts.
Offer professional contracts, to have a branded stadium, with changing rooms branded as well. And only Swallows was playing at that stadium. You know, we had the keys. I used to lock it like 10 p.m. So people forget these things about that original Swallows, you know, and it hurts because now the other teams are claiming this history, you know, saying they did this first. And it's hard to now justify and say, no, you know, but on your side, Bafana caps, you know, you got a couple, you know, where you can say, I won over the national jersey. But do you feel like you're overlooked and you could have added more?
I think so, especially earlier in my career. I remember I started playing when I was 19. And to be honest, I think I've reached my peak when I was like 24, 25. I think I could have gotten my first cap then, but my first cap only came when I was 29. And that was the year of the Confederations Cup. So every focus, everyone was playing for the World Cup.
For the World Cup,
So there was no time for experimentation whatsoever. And the national team itself had players like Benny, Skilo, Tiko, Shaba, and I was the newbie in that mix and local based. The rest of the guys were were
overseas
based.
Yeah.
Tigo was and Shaba have been in the national set up for so long.
Yeah.
So I actually missed out on the Confederations Cup and eventually the World Cup. So I think if chosen earlier and grew up in the national setup, I could have done better.
Yeah. And that's from my side. You know, I wish I could chat to you a little bit longer, but that's for now. Let's say for now. That's it until we get to that lounge. Do you have any message for your fans that miss you? Don't take too many interviews. This is a special moment. This guy has done 4 interviews since 2015. We are lucky to have him. This is the 4th interview he's done since he retired. You know, it's different. Eh? You used to do interviews every week, and now you've just done 4 in so many years. Anything you want to say to your fans?
Yeah, I think on a personal note, I think. The country is going through a lot. Every South African has got some level of anxiety, etc. And I think being positive is the only way for us to get out of the situation. We need to be patriotic. This is our country. We can't go anywhere else. If something needs to be fixed, stand up, fix it. Don't wait for the next guy to fix it for you. Ubuntu is in our DNA. Let's continue and assist everywhere as much as possible. Cool. That's the serious stuff. Now let's get to the fun part of On the Couch. You know, would you rather, our exciting feature that we do with our guests. Would you rather, 5 questions off the cuff, have fun with this, So depends on the question. First one. Lefa Tsutsulupa. Would you rather take a penalty against former Arsenal goalkeeper David Seaman or former Man United goalkeeper Peter Schmeichel? Can I choose both? I can choose one. Peter Seaman. Yeah? Do you think you score? I will definitely score against that one. You think you score? You hate Arsenal that much? No. It's not. Just fancy yourself against him. Yeah. Peter Schmeichel was huge. Sure. So he was an animal. No, I'll go the other way. Would you rather win the World Cup or the Champions League? Definitely the World Cup. Sure. It's the biggest tournament in the world. So definitely the World Cup. Would you rather have to share every meal you ever have with Ronaldo, the original Ronaldo? Nascimento. Okay. Or eat Brussels sprout is like a onion, for all time. With who? Oh, onion. Yes, dinner with Nascimento and sharing onion or what? Brussels sprouts for all time. Yeah, I'll do the onion. Would you rather take the responsibility for losing the championship or have a teammate take credit for the win when you deserved it? Would you rather the teammate can take credit? Yeah. For and we lift the trophy. And we lift the trophy. It's all about winning. Can't be making excuses on losses. Would you rather ensure extra time or risk losing in regulation time by going for it? Are you a conservative type in other words? So would you rather ensure extra time or going for it and risk losing? I'll go for it. I'll definitely go for it. It's not in my nature to sit back and wait for things to unfold. And take a chance and go to penalties. I'll go for it. You'll go for it? Yeah. Last one. Hey, I want to give you this one. Would you rather have a long average playing career or have a short, fantastic career that everybody talks about, but cut short by injury? I'd rather have a long average career. Yeah. The journey is so sweet. Sure. Yeah. Bro, short things don't, no. I'd rather have a long one. Yeah. Hence I played for 15.
15 years. That's Would You Rather with Lefa Tsutsulupa. He joined us today for the latest episode of On the Couch. Thank you for joining us. Please don't forget, subscribe and leave us a comment with your username to stand a chance to win some fantastic cash prizes to boost your wallet and continue betting. Have fun on the Super Bets platform. That's it from me, Umjaga, your friend. Dlala mdlali, umhlaba ngowakho.